Hello, I'm JC,
This is Jason.
and we are your hosts for the Lock Up Wrestling Podcast. Right now, we're about to do our very first Q&A segment for the Lock Up Wrestling Podcast.
The inaugural Q&A. This is something that's been on the groundwork for a little bit. We'd like to thank our members of We the People of the IWC, our Facebook group that is the groundwork for all of this. And if you like what you see, you want to be a part of this podcast movement, that is the ground floor. That is ground zero. Feel free to join up and be part of the discussion. And our questions today are straight from our current members.
Yep.
As far as New Day, with the tag team scene the way it is, it's kind of like who's going to be that team, because now it came to a point of who's going to be the team to beat New Day. Now it's more like who's the team to pair with them, because I still don't see New Day dropping the titles. I think going forward, we would love to see a team like Enzo and Cass go through, but it looks like they're being wrapped in a feud in the Dudleys, so I don't see anything happening with them throughout this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be that angle is going to be solidified.
Right.
But I think I want to say Anderson and Gallows. If they're going to make a huge impact, go after the top faces. Yeah, they did take out the Usos, but if I'm booking it, I say they run ripshot over the whole entire tag division and go after the gold straight for New Day.
That's very early, though.
It
That's
is
super early to jump them into that position.
They came in hot and they took out the Usos. They seem they already pulled the trigger. They have something going.
I'll say with the whole tag team thing, there's still a lot of building that needs to be done in the division, as you can see by the way that the tournament is set up, and we'll talk more about that on the review, but there's a lot of tag teams that could be used in this position, like the Ascension. But everyone's so focused on these new tag teams coming in. I think it's great for the division that we have more tag teams now, like Enzo and Cass, the Vaudevillains, such and such. Could have used a better call-up with Blake and Murphy, but hey, that's just me. But I think the Ascension needs to get pushed as a really big heel tag team, dominant tag team. Could be a little late to do that now, but hey, whatever. I think the Ascension would be a good team to knock them off.
Well, here's hoping that this tag division does what I believe it's supposed to do, is take some of these teams and, like with the Ascension, rebuild them into what they were supposed to be when they debuted. But at the same time, when you look at that original tournament bracket, it's like we've seen New Day take on all these teams and win, with the exception of the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass. And it's like, who's excited about that bracket and seeing them against New Day? Say that's a good pairing. So that's why I throw the wild card in there. I'm not saying Anderson and Gallows enter the tournament as far as winning this thing goes, but I think in the long run, I think it's going to be Gallows and Anderson that go up against New Day.
I guess we'll see what happens. Money in the Bank winner?
Oh, a little early on the Money in the Bank winner, but that is a third biggest pay-per-view. Knocked out Survivor Series. Money in the Bank is the next one before SummerSlam. I'm going to have to go with Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens would be my surefire for not for money in the Bank.
I would love to see Kevin Owens win. I'm a huge Kevin Owens mark, but I'm actually going to go ahead and say Cesaro is going to win the Money in the Bank this year. He seems like he's getting a really, really big push right now with this whole new look that they're giving him.
But let's say he wins the IC belt over Miz. Will he won't.
He won't.
I don't know. I think they dropped the ball with Cesaro when he won the battle, Andre Giant Battle Royal, and then you had that weird United States Battle Royal a few months later.
Yeah.
You thought that was going to be a launching point to put a belt on him, and I think that killed a lot of his momentum because there was no belt put on him after capitalizing at WrestleMania 30. I think they probably right some wrongs they did back then and put some gold on Cesaro outside what they did with the tag team titles with Tyson Kidd.
You do something like that, right? It's just, okay, first of all, when you do that, that's repair mode. When you're just trying to be
they need the repair mode.
Now he's coming out with Cesaro, so now we're just going to put a belt on him, and that's going to make it better.
Well, not just that. Now you kind of give him a fresh gimmick with stripper James Bond.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, but then, okay, does that necessarily mean he needs to get the IC belt? You've got something going on with The Miz and Zack Ryder. God knows what's happening with it right now. I don't know.
I think Zack Ryder is now an afterthought now. After they pretty much did a short 1 week angle. They cheaped us out with the WrestleMania moment with Zack Ryder.
Yeah, but if you're gonna
I don't think Zack floats around there.
If you take Miz,
belt.
you put Miz into the situation, Miz takes away the belt from Zack Ryder, and then Miz loses in the first pay-per-view, then
I never said it. Well, he was going to lose. I'm just saying. I think by the time Money in the Bank comes around, Cesaro would be their Continental champion.
I think Cesaro wins.
He could be.
Money in the Bank.
Miz had U.S. title while he won Money in the Bank.
He did.
It's very likely he can do both.
He did, but Cesaro is getting a push, and I think they're pushing him a little bit further than what everybody thinks is going on right now. I think we're set to see Cesaro do some great things. And shout out to Rich and One Nation Radio for that awesome question. If you guys want to check out another wrestling podcast, go check out Rich's podcast. It's really awesome to listen to. He does a great job.
Absolutely. Back to the Money in the Bank thing before we go on to the next question. Wild card. Someone who's just throwing something out there. Who do you think would win as a wild card?
Neville. If Neville's back, Neville.
Seth Rollins as a wild card. By Money in the Bank, he may be cleared.
Way to make me think that my idea was shit.
Yeah. Hey.
Seth Rollins.
Wow. One could dream.
I don't know. Is he able to come back before that?
Probably not.
Neville? Who knows?
Probably not.
Who knows?
But hey, that's why we said wild card.
Yeah, wild card. But I would go with Neville. I think Neville needs. Yeah, Neville. Okay. Neville.
Awkward cue there.
Sorry.
You're gonna edit that out.
Yeah. Next question comes from Michael Anthony Perez. With the addition of Anderson and Gallows, does that affect the tag team tournament? Are the Usos out? And if not, when does it go from here? And where do Enzo and Kaz and the Villains stands?
I think we kind of answered that in the previous one. As far as whereas Anderson and Gallows took the tag tournament, me personally, I would like to see them possibly run Rip Shot through it.
But do you think they take a spot? Do they take the Usos spot?
I don't think so. I think Anderson and Gallows probably cost the Usos the next match because technically on Raw they did win.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to use the Usos as a launching point for Guns and Gallows. Hopefully that's what they call them. Because Guns and Gallows is an actual good name.
Yeah.
Unlike American Alpha, Guns and Gallows works.
Shut up. American Alpha is such a good name.
Such an awful name.
Such a great name. It makes me feel like I'm watching American Gladiators.
Gladiators ready! Gladiators ready! Go!
Yes, go.
All you need is a giant hamster wheel to run in every set.
It's great. It's typical 80s American tag team.
But back to the question though. As far as Enzo and Cass fit in, I believe, like I said, I think they're going to be wrapped up with the Dudleys. Dudleys are going to more than likely make these 2 stars. Vaudevillains. I just think they're going to be another tag team lost in their gimmicks, similar to Los Matadores.
I actually think they win.
I don't think so.
I think they win.
I mean, based off the response from the crowd reaction on SmackDown, they were asleep when they came out.
You can't tell because SmackDown, when they do the crowd noise,
it could have been piped in, but from reports they didn't get much of a reaction. But
I think they push Vaudevillains and they win.
I hope so because if anything needs to be protected going into, it would be the Vaudevillains because they have the least steam going.
I think
going into
you imagine Vaudevillains beating New Day and winning the belts.
No.
I say do
I
it.
could imagine New Day ripping and cutting awesome promos on the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, no, that's money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see why not create some heat if you're gonna have a real good heel tag team.
Yeah, they would. Yes, the Vaudevillains would need super protection going through the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't see him, viable threat. I mean, you touched on earlier with Blake and Murphy.
They're undefeated.
They won one match. One match. Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania.
And you can't deny that.
Oh, God.
You'll never be able to deny it.
Oh, God. Take a shower thinking about that match.
But, I don't think Luke Gallows... Why do I keep calling him Luke?
Luke Gallows.
I'm such a WWE mark. I don't think Gallows and Anderson take a spot in the tournament, but I do agree, and I think they'll eventually cost the Usos their spot in it. The tournament's not as bad as I thought it was going to be when I initially thought about it, but I think Vaudevillains, this could be a good launch spot for Vaudevillains, and also Enzo and Cass's feud with the Dudleys could be a really good.
It's like really the only neutral teams in this tournament are the Vaudevillains and the Ascension and Golden Truth. Oh,
they are in the tournament.
Golden Truth versus New Day. I just want mic work on those two. Our Truth on New Day.
I can't.
Think of the armbar challenges from Our Truth.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think we should read too much into the whole Gallows and Anderson thing just yet. Just slow down, guys, and just there's a lot more that we talk about in the review, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Who and when? Roman's had the belt for 8 days, and we're already trying to get it off of him.
Weren't we just trying to get him on it?
We were just trying to get him the belt, and we're always trying to get it off of him.
Yeah.
Very good question, Charles. As far as, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't think it's AJ Styles at Payback. I think AJ will be there to make him look fantastic. AJ will definitely do that. But further down the road, they have to establish other stars, plain and simple. We do have a John Cena coming back probably in around May. Orton should be back within the next couple months. But outside of those two, who's the next big draw to take the title? Brock Lesnar, he's not going to be. He's an afterthought until SummerSlam. And even so, I don't think putting him in the belt would mean anything. But who to take off?
There's one guy.
There's one guy?
There's one guy. There's only one.
I would have to say that one guy would probably be Dean Ambrose. But he lost so much steam at Mania, it's going to be hard to make
You can't recover from the crap that Dean Ambrose just went through at Mania. There's no way Dean is going to come in and beat Roman after that crap job of a street fight that he had at Mania. That you are going to have to go in back of the line now and work your way back up this roster to be considered.
Well, that's what Jericho's doing. Jericho's doing Jericho's doing damage recovery.
He's doing
right
damage
now.
recovery.
Yeah, damage control.
Somebody needs to do that for Bray.
Yeah.
It's Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens does it. And Kevin Owens does it before SummerSlam, if not at SummerSlam.
Oh, I did say Kevin Owens cashed in earlier, so that could right there be it.
He could be right.
That could be right.
Kevin Owens be right. But Kevin Owens is definitely the guy, and if he's not the guy, it's, what, Cesaro?
No, not Cesaro.
It's definitely Owens.
If they didn't push Cesaro when he was white hot after WrestleMania 30 when We the People with
They're
Jack
definitely
Swagger
pushing him right now.
Yeah, he's getting airtime because he's wrestling. And he's a great wrestler. I still think the charisma is lacking. Don't get me wrong. Stripper Bond gimmick works. I like Stripper Bond gimmick.
Where's Hugo Knox when you need him?
Yeah, we need Hugo Knox.
Jesus, I need Hugo.
But at the same time, it's that entrance is going to kill.
Sorry to interrupt your show.
No, you didn't. This was on purpose.
Look,
this was planned.
Hey. The guy who dethroned Roman is Corbin.
Sit down. Get back over there.
Corbin.
Sit back over there. You want to sit.
Lone Wolf.
Sit. Get
guys,
back in your corner.
Come on, guys.
Sit, Ubu. Sit.
Corbin.
Good dog.
Corbin.
No. Oh, I love Baron Corbin. I didn't think he got the proper. I did not think he got the proper send off in NXT. I thought he should have been booked as a top heel. But you want to talk about catapulting somebody over Roman Reigns? They're going to make Roman look unstoppable. They're going to make Roman look like this empire they're trying to sell shirts with. There's no way a guy from NXT who couldn't get the job done there is going to take down Roman Reigns. You just trolled my co-host. You just trolled my co-host. This feud does not end for a long time. This is going to be similar to Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. They had a 2-year feud, 2 or 3 year feud, but they didn't fight every week. Hell, Michaels faked an injury to get out of Mania, out of this whole thing, supposedly. But that rivalry was still real. This thing stems all the way back to Ring of Honor. There's money written all over these two. When will it culminate? This match is if booked properly, this is a WrestleMania like type match. But if I were to say anything, this feud's going to eventually wrap around the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be a long. I know Sami Zayn just got there. It's going to be a long stretch for Zayn, more so than Owens, because I mean, I truly believe Owens was champion at SummerSlam or after SummerSlam. But I would have to say Sami Zayn and Owens will go on to probably next year's Mania. I'm not saying title for main event. Not saying that, but I think they will have a blow off probably then. And frankly, I would say 2 out of 3 falls. These two constantly trading victories over the year, being somewhat involved, being minor notes at each other's storylines and so forth. Evidence happened this Monday night on Raw. Owens mentioned Zayn in the promo with Shane McMahon. Owens lost, went backstage, talked to Shane, mentioned Sami Zayn's match, and Shane kicked him out. So the seeds are planted. These two are going to be somewhat in each other's faces. I see better part for the next year.
I'm actually surprised at how much they're involving the feud in so early, I guess, after Sammy's debut. I knew it was going to be, that's how Sammy was going to debut, but I didn't think they were going to carry on the feud so hard, so quick. If WWE can book this correctly without it becoming repetitive, this could be another Rock and Austin type thing, where we can get this at 3 WrestleManias. Depending on how they book it. I know that's not very typical nowadays because of people's attention spans and but these guys are probably 2, of the top talents in the company right now, and if anyone knows how to freshen up their rivalry, it's these 2 guys. So I feel like this is going to go.
They don't even have to freshen up that much because the casual WWE audience doesn't know what they did in Ring of Honor.
Right.
They do some of the stuff they did in Ring of Honor. Being tag team champions, buddies for a while, burying their feud, and then reigniting it later. I mean, there's so much you can do with these two.
A lot of avenues where they can go with this, and that's why I think this feud goes on for years, man. I think the WWE can really push this to be another Rock and Austin type thing.
Here's hoping. These guys
and
do it right.
If it happens at Mania for the belt, I mean, what better way? What better way?
But what kind of match? What kind of match would you like to see a blow off in this thing happen?
I'd like to see an Iron Man match.
I'd watch those 2 for an hour. Easily.
Yeah.
I just popcorn. Just like,
Iron Man match.
Give me more.
It doesn't even have to be an hour. If they had like 30 minutes, I'd
30-minute match would be on Raw. But if these 2 were to have a 60-minute match for the belt and have Owens go over, I would love it.
Yeah, no, I mean anyone could go over that.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
Either or. Well, that's an easy question. There's only one person that does take the belt off of Charlotte.
Yeah, damn right.
There's only one person, and as much as I'm a Becky fan, it's Sasha Banks.
I'm glad you said that, and I didn't have to tell you all for the show about this.
I mean, trust me, I want to say Becky. I want to possibly say.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Bring in Bayley.
You shut your mouth.
But it's
Bayley. What? Let's leave the high fives for NXT, bud. Let's leave the hype back in developmental.
High fives.
Okay? Yeah.
Development, yeah.
Look,
it's definitely not any of those guys. It's definitely Sasha Banks simply because of how over she is. And I think how it happens is that Charlotte basically kicks Ric Flair to the curb. She eventually has to do this. Stand out on her own and so forth. And Sasha Banks exploits that and takes advantage of that. Now, granted, Sasha Banks isn't exactly a face.
She's very neutral.
She's such a tweener.
Yeah.
She's a tweener. She took it from the book of Orton and on how to be a tweener. Keep your character and be a face or a heel depending on how she's booked. I think she exploits her. I think Ric Flair tries to get involved. Charlotte shoots her away and then Sasha Banks slaps on the bank statement, and she ends up tapping.
I think that's too typical.
I mean,
I think my bae will go ahead and...
your bias is showing. Tuck that away. It's huge.
I don't care.
Your bias is huge.
When it comes to Sasha
Just
Banks...
get a license for that thing.
When it comes to Sasha Banks, you know what my answer is going to be at all times. Sasha's going to win clean against a heel Charlotte, and that's going to be it. It's going to be plain and simple. I don't know whether it's going to be a SummerSlam or before. I'm thinking they're going to hold off till SummerSlam for the money match. You leave Becky out of it. You leave Bayley out of it. Just have Sasha and Charlotte go at it at SummerSlam and have Bae win. That's it. Simple.
And then Bayley comes back and takes the title off of Sasha.
It's not happening.
The merch. Think of the hugs and the merch Bayley
Nope.
brings.
Nope.
Bayley comes in and buries Sasha.
Nope.
No.
Not happening.
Not happening.
This ain't NXT Brooklyn, baby.
But
It's not happening.
But if they took the what happened in Brooklyn in the Sasha Bayley feud they had, I mean, that exact thing happens on the main roster, it still works. It still works. That exact booking will work on the main roster.
She won't lose again.
Last
Okay, well,
That's a lot.
To start off-
that's a lot to throw in my face right now.
yeah. To start off with the Tyler Breeze question, we can all fantasy book as much as we want. I don't think the WWE is taking much emphasis on Tyler Breeze. I hope that changes. How you book Tyler Breeze without burying him is by putting him up against some potential good feuds.
Kalisto. I think the U.S. title is right for Tyler Breeze.
I think so too, but you needed to get her off Kalisto first.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to build Breeze to be some kind of threat. I mean, he's jobbing right now.
Yeah.
And as much as we want Tyler Breeze to go up, I mean...
if somebody's going to beat Kalisto, then Tyler Breeze. But I would love to see Tyler Breeze versus Randy Orton in a feud, personally. I think...
But there's a lot of damage that needs to happen before that even happens.
Yeah,
Because when
for
Orton comes back, he's going straight to the top of the card.
Yeah, but what
He's Randy
does
Orton.
Orton do when he comes back if Tyler Breeze is U.S. champion? Well, he's going to go for the U.S. title?
No, of course
Doesn't
not.
happen.
But we need to establish Tyler Breeze if we're going to get that feud going.
I agree.
I think the U.S. title
I
would
agree.
do that.
Put him against Cruz and have Cruz lose the Breeze. I've been saying it since
No,
NXT.
that won't quite happen.
I'm wearing an Apollo Cruz shirt, man.
Yeah, put in the plug. I get the plug. It's cheap, by the way, but whatever.
I'm wearing the shirt.
but the thing
It's
is-
not that I don't like Cruz. I'm just saying Cruz can't win everything because that's what happened in NXT and he lost to Corbin.
Yeah, exactly. But Tyler Breeze has been jobbing. You bring in Apollo Crews, who's supposed to be this white hot guy, and then he loses the Breeze.
Well,
and
I'm not-
then at the same time, you kill Apollo.
I'm not saying necessarily start off the build with Cruz. I'm just saying you give Cruz, you give Breeze some little fight, some little matches here and there. You give him some jobber guys, I don't want to say jobber. I hate the word jobber. You give him some lower tier guys, and then you have them build up to a feud with Cruz. Have them go through a little rivalry. Have Cruz lose to Breeze after Breeze has been on a little stint here, a little run, and then you have him go against maybe Orton if Orton's back in time, and then you have him beat Kalisto for the title.
Well, Orton would definitely go over in a situation like that. Orton would go over
For what?
because he's Randy Orton.
I don't give a damn.
Randy Orton. When's the last time that Orton's been actually relevant?
Exactly.
Not having the title.
Exactly.
But putting a U.S. spot on Orton? It would
No,
look
I didn't
weird.
say no. You're misunderstanding. I say have Orton feud with Breeze before the U.S. title, and have Breeze go over. Orton can do some putting over.
He can.
He doesn't need
can.
to do anything else. He needs to put people over and make them look good. That's what guys are here for now. Like John Cena needs to go ahead and start doing the same thing. Put some guys over.
Yes, Cena did that for the last year though.
No, John
He
Cena.
did. Now,
John
granted,
Cena helped people.
He won all the matches.
He won all the matches.
He won
didn't
all the
put
matches.
anyone over.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we care about wins and losses more than they do.
It's very true, but if you're gonna put somebody on a strong build, they can't lose the whole run through.
Oh, why don't you have start off Tyler Breeze, hot shot him against Cena? No.
It's a little late for that.
No.
If he would have came in like that,
Yeah.
but then it's like, they did that with Owens.
True.
Use Orton. Use Orton to his advantage.
I mean, definitely I would use Orton as a launching point for Breeze, but it feels like now at this point with Tyler Breeze, you would have to go and repackage him.
Oh, yeah.
He's stuck. Look, he's stuck in a played out gimmick. You know, Morrison has something similar. Rick Martel had something similar.
No, Morrison. You're gonna compare him to Morrison?
Yeah, I'm just saying. He's stuck in a gimmick.
Oh God.
I think. I mean, I liked Tyler Breeze's gimmick, but again, it worked on NXT. It's not working on the main roster.
It's not that it's not working on the main roster. They haven't utilized it how NXT did.
True, and that plus Tyler wanted.
That's not on the fault of his character.
Plus Tyler wanted to go home early, and that's detrimental.
Okay, I need to get this crap confirmed. That story needs to be confirmed or something, because I don't believe that this guy wanted to go home early at one event, and then now he's shamed for the rest of his career. Like, this is crap.
Vince holds grudges.
Okay, this is not like a click thing.
Yeah, Bayley has plateaued on NXT, and I say this because I'm a Bayley fan. There's not much left for her to do, but because of the Women's Championship, again, this whole renaissance, they're going to go with Charlotte, Natalya, Becky, Sasha. We're seeing more of Emma. We haven't even touched on to Paige and Naomi, Tamina. And Fox, so it's kind of a cluttered, spot right now on the main roster for Bayley. And when you bring in Bayley, look, Bayley's a big deal on it, not just in NXT, but she's going to be a big deal on the main roster because she's going to push tons of merch. We know that there's so much money, merch alone on Bayley. They've tapped into such an untapped market with young girls. And she's going to explode. So I think you kind of have to wait for the women's division.
With Bayley, I think she has to stay in NXT. There's really not much else for her to do there. She has. I mean, you give her Asuka one more time.
Yeah, I think she makes Asuka look more of a beast, but you really don't need to make Asuka look intimidating.
Yeah,
she does that on her own.
Yeah, and I mean, other than what she's already done on NXT, there's not much that she has left. But then again, it's like what you said about the saturation in the women's division already. It's just, do you call her? She's sort of stuck in a middle place with nothing.
Yeah, it's more like it's not an if, it's when.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, I was thinking you make Charlotte seem pretty much indestructible as the women's champion. Who was the last person to beat Charlotte? Bayley. Bayley was the last person to do it. She beat Charlotte to become an number contender push. Then they could introduce her in, the whole four horsewomen are falling apart. She comes in, tries to bring them together, play peacekeeper. And
you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. You're wrong. Charlotte lost on SmackDown before WrestleMania, and she lost to Becky on Raw before Royal Rumble.
I'm wrong.
So Sasha Banks was actually the last person to beat Charlotte.
Okay, Sasha Banks was the last person to beat her?
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, I'm not always right.
It's okay. You don't have
sorry,
to.
guys. Not perfect. Not perfect. As much as I want to be.
I'm perfect. No. He's not.
No, you're furthest from it.
I might be probably wrong on the statistics.
You probably still have chicken salad in your beard. Yeah, you don't. It's a nice beard. It's a nice beard.
This beard can...
I will interrupt.
You're going to interrupt.
Yes. So this is where I see Bayley coming in,
the same guy that thinks Corbin's going to...
What? Who said that?
Your cred.
This is where I see Bayley coming in, okay? Charlotte loses to Banks at SummerSlam. Charlotte attacks Banks after the match, and Bayley shows up to help Banks out.
And then Sasha puts Bayley in the Banks statement and say, I don't need your help, who are you?
There you go.
It could work.
JC?
Hey, Sasha still looks good. I mean,
yeah.
she hurts Bayley. None of us want that, but it might happen.
As long as Bay goes over, I don't care.
And then he starts a feud with Bayley versus...
As long as Bay goes over, I don't care. But I don't think it goes that way. I think Sasha beats Charlotte SummerSlam. After the match, Sasha's celebrating, and we get Bayley coming out to confront. Sasha wins. Bayley shows up. You know.
Maybe I just whenever Bayley makes her debut, it has to mean something. It has to be shot to the top of the women's division.
Yeah.
She can't be introduced and floated around like Emma right now. She has to be at the top of it.
Oh.
She has to be at the top of the division when she debuts.
He said Emma. Shit.
And I love Emma. I love evil Emma. The whole Emma repackaging worked wonders.
Did you say
for her.
Eva?
It slipped. It slipped. It slipped.
Shame.
Oh, shame. Shame.
Fire.
Shame. I should just go home.
Yeah, get up the chair. Go. Go ahead. Get up.
Man, at this point, Miguel will replace Jason.
Wow. Yeah.
Start next week. It'll be Miguel and JC show.
Oh,
Alright,
damn,
tune in.
damn.
The whole podcast is just
but
us
yeah,
two.
but you know what I mean. It's like Emma has, like, it's great that she's on the roster. I hope to God they do something with her. And
I agree.
because right now we're gonna have mid card women now. We're gonna have mid card women.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they're double booking the women's division is awesome. Now we can actually see Paige on television and not feel like, well, what the hell is she doing? So
Actually, I'm still asking what is Paige doing.
Oh, I am.
Yeah,
I am
still
too.
asking.
But I'm hoping with the way that they're double booking that
She's
that
at her
changes.
house.
Yeah, she's at her. Hey, she's collecting paychecks. Gotta love that guarantee.
You
Yeah.
gotta put the bite right there. This is my house.
That'd be great. This is my house. Eating Fritos.
She-
Was that the last question?
Yeah, was it?
Yo, thank you guys for submitting questions. We really appreciate it. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't have a segment. So next week we're gonna do the same thing after Raw. If you guys want to comment some questions on the link below that we're going to put for this video, you can start commenting your questions, and we will answer them next week on episode number 3.
We're going for 3.